Hi, it's Earth to Emily. We are in LA at the Melrose Studios for the Socan and Sac Sync Camp today. I think the main difference between a artist focus camp versus like a sync camp is that you do kind of get more opportunities to flex different type of genres and different muscles when you're writing for like sync briefs, for example.
Writing for sync is such an opportunity to like step out of your artistic role, and I think when you're an artist, you're very calculated and you're very specific about representing your integrity as who you are. And I think with sync camps, you still want to make good stuff, but you kind of get to step away from your own artistry a little bit and kind of think about, okay, what does the client want? What are we focusing on? What is the sound? And it's so fun because like I grew up singing jazz, music theater, and folk music. So when I do a sync camp and there's a bunch of different pitch ideas, I'm like, cool, let's do, the one that has a jazz background. And it's an opportunity for me to like kind of flex a little bit. And I sing things that I would not get to sing as Ralph. Yeah, so it's really fun. I think it's like such good practice as well as a songwriter to write for things that are not you.
Usually camps are all aimed at sort of like one style or one objective, and all the briefs are so different that like every room you get in, you're working on like a completely different type of project. So it's cool. It's definitely challenging, keeps you on your toes.
I think making sync records, like I've done it for a long time, and I tell every producer, because every producer is like, I want to make sync records, right? Just because like the money is there and it's great, but it's actually very difficult to produce in my opinion, because it's like you have to bring in 3, 4, 5 type of genres into one record sometimes. You got to do so much, building of and the builds and the climaxes and the breakdowns. Like there's just a lot of elements that go into sync records, and I don't think people realize it. So it took me a good couple of years when I first started doing sync stuff to really understand how it was different than making a record or making a song. So yeah, I think it makes you a better producer, and I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think it's like some people will get into it and it's so far away from the music that they maybe want to make or are comfortable making. So for me, it definitely helped me, but it took a few years before I felt like, okay, I know how to do this.
So the other camps that I've done were for artists. They weren't for sync, which is obviously film, commercials, TV, whatever. And we weren't exactly given briefs that were coinciding with visuals. And that visual aspect has been so interesting to see, because you can quite literally play the song that you've just made and see, does it match this scene? Does it look like this? Does it feel like this? Even reading the brief, because there's not a visual for everything. But yeah, that's been a super different experience and really fun.
I think I'm definitely like getting introduced more to the world of sync, and it's been really nice having like being able to connect directly with music supervisors and to hear their perspectives and get their direction and influence on what we're writing, and then just to be able to connect with so many incredible creatives. And I think that Socan and Sac really did the pairings well for all the groups, and it's been really nice to work with so many people and them with so much like descriptive direction, and everything has been awesome.
I mean, I think camps are great because they like allow you to work with so many different people in such a short period of time, and I think it's just so great for collaboration and just like getting comfortable with new people feels so much easier when you have, a full day of multiple sessions or 2 days or whatever. It just makes everything so much more like tight knit.
As soon as I get a brief, I flip out. And you know what I do? I take a deep breath and I say, how am I gonna write the best song ever?
When I get a brief, a sync brief, I usually read it a few times, like make sure it's in the back of my mind, and then I try not to think too hard about it, because I think it's important to write something authentic and cool and treat it like you're writing any other song, but with the parameters of the brief in mind.
When I first receive a brief, I look at the key words that's in the sentences, like whether that's an emotion in the brief or the story. And I think, reading about the story and really getting to know the emotion behind the story is very important. So that's what I look for in a brief.
I have never really gotten a brief before in this kind of environment. You know, I'm used to movies and television, also like video games, and I work with myself and my partner Bear. I've never gotten into a room full of people I've never met and, you know, go to a common goal, but it's been a great experience because like Socan really just picked out like some really heavy hitters and people who do this for a living. So it was a big learning experience for me, and I was able to like, you know, rise to the occasion, hopefully, and made some friends along the way and people who I'd love to collaborate and continue to work with.
You never want to get stuck in only writing for yourself. I think it's so important to be expansive and to have experience writing in different genres and working with people of different genres. Like, it's so fun for me to top line in a session and write for someone who is an R&B singer or someone who is an electronic singer. Like, it makes me a better singer-songwriter to be able to have that experience and to kind of like hone my chops in different worlds.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I recommend trying to do as much as possible as a writer and try to push your boundaries as much as you can, because it's a big world, and it's one that, you know, increasingly I feel like you have to like do a lot, and just the better you are at everything can't hurt.
I think sync camps, at least from my experience on just this, I think sync camps are one of the best places to improve your skills as an artist, singer, songwriter in every genre that there is.
I'm really happy to be able to learn. Got to meet so many people. I got to meet so many people that are from Canada. Got to meet so many people from here in Los Angeles. And it's important, you know, if you're in this industry and if you're an artist, a writer, or anyone involved, it's great to like know your community, be able to lend each other a hand or help each other. And it's great to just strengthen that bond.